Facebook gets into matchmaking. At this year's FA Developer Conference, Mark Zuckerberg announced the launch of a new dating feature on the Facebook app. Step aside Tinder, there is a new cupid in town, and it's hell-bent on changing user status from single to in a relationship. The dating services opt in, and users won't be matched with people they're already friends with. Supposedly, profiles are private and won't be visible to friends or on news feeds, but with Facebook's recent privacy scandal, let's just say we're skeptical. When singles sign up for events, they'll get access to other attendees' dating profiles and maybe even find someone who's not weird or creepy. Zuckerberg claims the app is meant to foster serious, meaningful relationships instead of just hookups, though really that's up to the singles to decide. No news yet on when the service is being rolled out, but people aren't terribly excited about it. And really, can you blame them? Should have just stuck to the poke, Facebook. Welcome to dating in the 21st century.
Saudi teen jailed for video chats with 21-year-old California girl.
Wow.
This toothless Casanova from Saudi Arabia has landed himself behind bars for flirting with the forbidden fruit. A series of playful video chats between the young man and a blonde vlogger from California did not go over well with Saudi authorities. For weeks, the Arabic-speaking teen known as Abu Sin had been video chatting with 21-year-old Christina Crockett. The two seemed to be having a good time getting to know each other, even though they didn't speak the same language. Still, he mustered up enough English to tell her how he felt.
I love you, Christina.
I love you, Appleton. I love you so much.
Their bond caught the attention of the internet when the video chats were reposted to YouTube. But unfortunately for Abu Sin, the police were none too pleased. They arrested him for unethical behavior, claiming the enticing videos violated Sharia law and the country's internet regulations.
I love you too.
Their innocent digital romance supposedly made Saudi Arabia look bad in the eyes of the world and earned the 19-year-old a spot in the Slammer for 10 days. He has since been released on bond and published this video on October 9th, repenting for his sinful ways. But he could still be facing a 5-year prison sentence and a fine of $800,000.
Lawyer kicks out date, so she ruins $300,000 worth of his art. A tipsy Dallas woman on a first date with some douchey Houston trial lawyer went on a rampage and destroyed at least $300,000 worth of his art collection. Lindy Lou Lehman was arrested on Saturday on criminal mischief charges after her date with Anthony Busby ended not so well. Busby claims Lehman got too blasted on their date, so after he took her to his house, he called her an Uber. So why'd he take her to his McMansion in the first place? Apparently, Lehman refused to leave and played a game of hide-and-seek. After being found, Busby called a second Uber. That's when Lehman apparently went bananas and tore down several paintings, including 2 Andy Warhol works together worth a cool mil, and poured red wine over some of them too. She also tossed around a couple of $20,000 sculptures and introduced them to the floor. Guess that's what happens when you're named Busby. You get stung.
Chinese people are falling in love with a Microsoft chatbot. A text-based chatbot has already made more friends than you ever will, and many of them have told it, "I love you." Xiao Ice, which translates as Little Ice in Chinese, was developed by Microsoft's Xiao Ice artificial intelligence project. It's mainly targeted toward users on Chinese blogging site Weibo. Currently only available in China, Xiao Ice is not a mere Siri clone. It can also act as a friend whenever you feel lonely or just need someone to talk to. Like Joaquin Phoenix's character in the movie Her, some users have spent so much time with Xiao Ice, they've fallen in love with it. 89 million people have already told Xiao Ice that they love it. Xiao Ice can interact with users on a broad range of topics, from the simple chit-chat to flirting to dirty talk, though she will censor some content. For example, she won't discuss recent historical events such as the Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989. Tinder awards pair who matched 3 years ago with a trip to Hawaii for a first date. Got any fun, long-standing exchanges with a match on one of your dating apps? If you do, there might just be a dream vacation in it for you and your potential boo. A couple of Kent State University students who matched on Tinder back in September 2014 never met up in real life, but they have managed to keep an inside joke running ever since. When Josh first hit up Michelle, she didn't get back to him for over 2 months. The reason? Her phone died, apparently. But rather than be lame, old Josh decided to play it cool and lob that birdie right back at her, waiting 2 months to send his next text. What took him so long? He told her he'd been in the shower. Well played, Josh. A month later, Michelle got back to him, saying she'd been tied up in class. So he texted back 3 months later, then she replied 7 months later, and on this back and forth joke about having just missed each other went. After nearly 3 years had passed, Josh posted the full exchange to Twitter last week, for all the world to see. And in adorably fun fashion, Michelle wasted no time for once and replied to his tweet only a couple hours later, while still keeping the joke going in the Twitter sphere. Naturally, the internet totally swooned. Many have commented in awe of the pair's palatable chemistry, and some are even calling for them to get hitched. Recognizing a great social media marketing opportunity when they saw one, the folks at Tinder stepped in to help these two crazy kids finally bring their busy schedules together. How? By offering them each a free flight to the shared destination of their choice for their very first date. Nice, Tinder. Very nice. Given a 24-hour window to decide, the could-be lovebirds spun the globe and landed on Maui for date numero uno. Even the Maui Tourism Board is getting in on it. How freaking awesome! So, are the two young 20-somethings destined to be together for life? Or will they just come away with one of the greatest first date stories in human history? Well, only time will tell. But if their messaging habits are any indication, things may get drawn out over a hella long period of time. So, let's all just be happy they're both currently single, and maybe stock up on a bomb shelter's worth of popcorn while following them on Twitter. Take your time, guys. We can wait.
Catfishing story ends with a happy twist. While other women who got catfished online ended up in tears, one lucky gal's catfishing nightmare led her to find her dreamy, happily ever after. Emma Perrier joined matchmaking app Zoosk in 2015 and met a hot Italian named Ronnie. The two hit it off spectacularly, only Ronnie was really a balding 53-year-old divorcee named Alan Stanley. Stanley was a serial catfisher, and Ronnie was one of several personas he'd used over the years to bait women into online relationships. The two chatted for 6 months, forming a romance and exchanging I love yous without ever meeting in person. Perrier set out to investigate after growing suspicious of Ronnie's excuses, eventually finding out the identity of the man in the photos and the man she was actually talking to. Stanley tried to cover up his lie at first, but ended up confessing to his duplicity. The real Ronnie turned out to be Turkish model Adem Güzel, who Perrier decided to hit up to warn of the catfishing scheme. The pair began messaging back and forth, and pretty soon sparks were flying between the long-distance lovebirds. Güzel flew to London in January 2017 to visit Perrier, and the deal was sealed. The two have now been in a relationship for 6 months and are living together in London. Ironically, Güzel is auditioning for Aladdin, which one paper called the original catfishing story.
Want your own happily ever after? Mouse Mingle will help you find fellow fairy tale enthusiasts. Are you swiping all day, looking for your prince or princess charming? If it's a fairy tale you're looking for, look no further. Something magical is just a click away. Mouse Mingle, a new dating app launched Thursday, is bringing Disney enthusiasts together in the name of love. Matches will be made based on your favorite Disney songs, shopping habits, and Disney nerd level. For just $12.55 a month, you can make a move and contact the Mickey or Minnie of your dreams. Twitter user @PennyLikeACoin says, "This is a dream come true." While user @JamieRHendrick says, "I'm not even ashamed to say that I've signed up for Mouse Mingle." Are you ready for a whole new world peeking over the online dating horizon?